International Wrestling Federation.
From Universal Studios, Florida, the home of Earthquake, Confrontation, E.T., Back to the Future, and now plays host to the International Wrestling Federation from Soundstage 23, Universal Studios, Florida, where you can ride the movies and see the superstars of professional wrestling.
All right, good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome back to the Nation Network. We're coming to you live from Universal Studios, Florida. This is the IWF, and we're hot on the heels of WrestleSlam. And here comes the Continental Lover himself, Eddie Mansfield. Normally, he'd be joining me here in the booth, but I understand he has an announcement to make regarding what took place at WrestleSlam. And I'll tell you right now, if you didn't see that one, you need to check it out, because what a night for the IWF. There was definitely some unwelcome visitors that showed up throughout that event as well, and I'm sure that's something that'll be addressed right here momentarily. So let's head up to the ring, and Eddie Mansfield.
Welcome, wrestling fans, to the IWF here on the Nation Network. Before we get things started tonight, I just got...
Well, he didn't get very far into this one. I know whose music that is, and I have no doubt there are questions that need to be answered here tonight. Not sure if we're going to get those answers or not, but we'll find out. Here comes Thor. One of the top contenders for the IWF Heavyweight Championship. We did crown a new champion at WrestleSlam. Big six-man tag match will be our main event later tonight, but right now, here comes Thor, and he has a look on his face I have not seen in quite some time. Thor looks over the audience here. He has been considered a fan favorite. So what happened at WrestleSlam definitely not going to resonate well.
You know what you got? You got some explaining to do. What in the hell, man? You open the door and you let them in? That was our premium event, the first supercard for the IWF, and you let those bastards in? You know something? I had alternatives. I could have fought this in the court of law because of what you did. If you just followed my instructions, we wouldn't be in this position in the first place, but you don't listen. And you tied my hands. I settled. I had a meeting with the people in charge, and I said, I'll give you what you want. You want retribution, I will give you your opportunity. Now, you could have done something. You didn't have to lose. You spoke to the people in charge. Who exactly is the people in charge? Hell, even their own damn roster, even their own champions, their announcers, they haven't seen Hogan in over 6 weeks. Who exactly are you talking to?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Teddy Long!
Holla, 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 player.
Now, it may escape your imagination or your memory, but I am the reigning general manager of the XWF. And I did indeed talk to Mr. Mansfield, and we came to an understanding and a conclusion, and that conclusion was that we were going to give any member of our roster that wanted an opportunity to come out here to your IWF premium event, an opportunity to come out here and do just that. And that's exactly what you saw happen, player. And I know right now you eating a lot of sour grapes, but I'm here to tell you there's a silver lining. You see, in a couple weeks, we at the XWF, you remember us, we on Soundstage 21. Not hard to find. We're going to be having a premium event of our own. Now, it was being called Assault until what recently happened. And now we've renamed it Universal Assault. You see, Universal Studios ain't big enough for two people. That's what you seem to think anyway, player. So we're going to offer you the opportunity. See, a few weeks ago, you came into the back lot over there, and you laid out some of my men. More than I'm comfortable with. You laid out Bam Bam Bigelow. He got some retribution, but he wants more. You laid out the Hurricane. He ain't had a chance to get retribution yet, but he's medically cleared now, player. And you also laid out AJ Styles. He got some retribution, but he's still hungry. What I propose is this. You get a couple of your boys, maybe Greg Dam and Valentine, maybe this Rob Von Dam wants to join you again, and you come out there to Universal Assault and we'll play. It'll be 3-on-3, and it'll be the Super Cell from Hell match. If you hear me, holla, player.
Super Cell from Hell match. Universal Assault. Hope Fourth attacking Eddie Mansfield. This is out of control. We'll be back in just a moment.
He's American man.
Wrestling fans, make sure you join us on Saturday mornings right here for Saturday Morning Superstars of Wrestling. All of the greats from the past will be right here on Saturday mornings here on the Nation Network. Names like Rowdy Roddy Piper, Bruno Sammartino, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the Magnificent Morocco, and many, many more. All the action right here on the Nation Network Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you gonna do when the legends of wrestling run wild on you?
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the International Wrestling Television Championship.
All right, fans, we get ready to kick it off with a television championship match. There is a brand new champion. As we take a look at the challenger, the Nuclear Assassin, he is the reigning American Heritage Champion. That title is not on the line here. He can become the first ever two-title holder in the IWF. Never before happened, could happen tonight. I would normally be joined right now by the Continental Lover himself, Eddie Mansfield, but as we just saw moments ago, he was brutalized at the hands of the Incredible Thor. And I'm not sure what the condition is on Eddie Mansfield right now. Thor apparently not happy with the situation. I have to imagine Eddie Mansfield also not happy based on what just happened a little while ago. Going to try and get an update on his condition as the night progresses. And I'll do my best to hold things down in the meantime. The Assassin, of course, a member of Nasty Ronnie's family, and I'm surprised that Nasty Ronnie himself is not here ringside, although he's got a big main event later tonight as he will be managing one half of the six-man tag team matchup that is our main event. As we take a look at the brand new television champion, he was able to defeat Rob Von Dam back at WrestleSlam. This is Lightning Lou Perez. Take a moment to welcome everybody here joining us live on the Nation Network. Neil Hooper's in the house. Judd is here. Bill Smith, welcome aboard. Retro Wrestling is here as well. Hunter Iggy in the house. Welcome, everybody. Whether you're joining us live or whether you're watching us in demand, please make sure you take a moment to click that like button down below. We're approaching a 3,000 sub mark, and we would like your help to get there.
Introducing the challenger from parts unknown, weighing in at 228 pounds, the Heritage Champion, the Assassin. And his opponent from Tampa, Florida, weighing in at 230 pounds, the International Wrestling Television Champion, Lightning Luis Perez.
Lightning Lou Perez ready to put that championship on the line here tonight. Talk about a top contender. Who bigger than the American Heritage Champion? He's got to be counting his lucky stars, though, that Nasty Ronnie is not currently in the corner. That would be a little extra for him to be having to deal with tonight. Talk about having to have eyes in the back of your head. Referee calls it about. Lightning Lou wasting no time at all. Right out the corner. And attacking away on the Nuclear Assassin. This is the first TV title defense for Lightning Lou Perez. If he's able to successfully defend the TV title 4 weeks in a row, he will forfeit the title, but then be able to choose any opponent that he wants. Whether he goes after the American Heritage Champion, perhaps the Heavyweight Champion, maybe even the Tag Team titles. It'll be his choice. All he's got to do is win 4 weeks in a row, and this is his first step in that direction. The Assassin now with a big clothesline, and down he goes. Referee's there. There's the count of 1. Perez able to come out the back door on that one very easily. And now the action out here to the floor. Assassin with a clothesline to the back of the head. Lou Perez down. Going to work now on the leg. Referee busy counting as he sends him in to the steel guardrail. Once again, referee's count is on. Both men have to be aware of that. Working that head and neck of Lightning Lou Perez. For the Nuclear Assassin, if you want that television title, you're going to have to get him in the ring because you can't win the title on a countout or a disqualification. Count is up to 8. Things not looking good right now. Backbreaker here on the floor. And it looks like it is indeed a countout victory. The Nuclear Assassin is not going to win the championship here today, and Lightning Lou Perez doesn't really have any additional damage. He is going to have to still win 4 in a row if he wants to go on and challenge any challenger. But at least for the moment, he is still the television champion. We'll be back with more action in just a moment. Stay with us.
You have what it takes to become a professional wrestler. Become part of the fast-paced, slam-bam world of professional wrestling by joining the official IWF Training Center. Learn training and conditioning methods from professionals and find out what it takes to become a superstar in pro wrestling. You have tried the rest, so learn from the best at the IWF Training Center by calling area code 407-438-6411. Area code 407-438-6411. Don't miss it. Be there.
All right, fans, we are back, ready for our next matchup. And hey, are you all right?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
I mean, joined by Eddie Mansfield. I wasn't expecting to see you back tonight.
Weighing in at 244.
Yeah, you know what? People seem to forget around here, I used to be a competitor inside that ring, okay? So I can take some bumps and bruises. That's nothing new to me. But I'll say this right now. Still some side effects, but that's all right. Thor, you've been crossing lines left and right lately, but the one you crossed tonight, you're going to have to pay for that. And I'm not a patient man. So I have you, an opponent, all lined up. Thor, don't leave the building because your match will be next.
The mighty Thor will be in action here tonight, and he's coming up next.
That's exactly right. Hand-picked opponent, somebody who I know will meet him on an eye-to-eye basis.
Looking forward to seeing this one as Brett Colt coming into the ring. One half of the Long Riders. They've been on a pretty good win streak lately as a tag team. Are you sure you're all right?
I'll be fine, man. I've taken worse beatings than that. That ain't nothing new. Was not expecting it. That's why he got the advantage that he did.
Okay, referee calls for the bell. Action's underway, and these two men, normally part of a tag team, now going one-on-one here tonight. Jammer with a big suplex, and now to the ropes he goes, back out front. Oh, wow. Bombs away right down on the chest. Once again, the tie-up. Going for the suplex, couldn't hold him. Brett comes out the back door, goes for the cover, hooks the leg. Tie up in the middle of the ring, and now Brett Colt with the advantage. Managed to overpower Jammer. Wasn't so sure we were going to see that. I think Jammer would have the strength advantage.
Well, in that case, I believe that was a bit of an advantage in the sense that he had leverage. He's got a little more size, a little more length to him, and I think he was able to use that leverage advantage in order to get what appeared to be a strength advantage.
The science of the game. Backed up into the corner once again. Referee going to try and get another clean break here if we can. Oh, there we go.
What a surprise.
Indeed, Jammer not exactly known. Look at this. Comes back. Oh, man. Brett Colt just got driven. And now the action spills out here to ringside once again, and we've already seen one. Hopefully tonight, that'll be the only count out. We want to see winners and losers inside the squared circle.
Sometimes the confines of those friendly ropes just are not enough for a couple of guys, and sometimes what they really need is to just stretch out and use a lot more real estate. That's what's happening right here with these men.
Down across the knee, big backbreaker here on the floor. Once again, hopefully doing a better job of paying attention to the referee's count. Brett getting those elbows in there, breaking himself free of the hold. And now he heads back in, and both men in time to beat the count. Irish whip to the ropes, back out front, power slam.
Tremendous power slam right there. You got that centrifugal force coming off the ropes. And when you take that man over and drive him into the mat, it knocks the wind right out of him. I can tell you firsthand, I've been on the receiving end, and it is not fun.
If you're just joining us, fans, you've missed a bunch. But I can tell you this, the next matchup apparently is going to be Thor against a handpicked opponent here by Eddie Mansfield. Any clue as to who it's going to be?
I'm a big fan of surprises. I want Thor to have a surprise and everybody else out here in TV land to have a surprise as well. So you just stay tuned and you'll find out.
All right. Christmas comes early here in the IWF. Referee going for the count of 2. Colt able to kick out the back door. Jammer stays on him. Brute Force and the Long Riders have been battling it back and forth for a couple of months now. They've gone back and forth. Here's another count. There's 2. He got him. Jammer with the win. As I was saying, both of these teams have had opportunities. Oh, wait a minute. Jammer not done. He's going right after him again. Referee's going to have to try and split them apart if he can.
Now, that's easier said than done. I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave you once again because I got to take care of some business right now.
All right, fans, stay with us.
Well, let me tell everybody something. America is back. 2024 was a great year. And in 2025, we made the decision to make America great again. And what better way? With real American beer. We're bringing America back together in 2025 with real American beer. So what you gonna do when real American beer and all my Hulkamaniacs run wild on you?
Real American beer, ladies and gentlemen. Pick some up when you get a chance. In the meantime, back here live from Universal Studios, Florida with the IWF, and look at this!
One fall, making his way to the ring from Sweetwater, Texas, weighing in at 230 pounds, Blackjack Mullis.
Blackjack Mulligan, the former IWF heavyweight champion of the world. Eddie Mansfield handpicks him to go up against Thor. Oh, this is going to be one for the record books, ladies and gentlemen. One thing about Blackjack Mulligan, we know he can get down and dirty with the best of them. Whereas Mulligan, formerly part of one of the most legendary tag teams of all time, the Blackjacks, along with Blackjack Lanza. Father to Barry Windham, Kendall Windham. Thor is not happy about what happened a week ago. As we take a look at the top contender, the Incredible Thor heading down the aisle at WrestleSlam. He was a last-minute match. It was considered unsanctioned, lights out. Didn't know who his opposition was going to be, and it turned out to be Bam Bam Bigelow from the XWF, the same Bam Bam Bigelow that 2 weeks earlier he had thrown off of a scaffold through a plate glass window. Bam Bam Bigelow with the advantage by Thor not knowing who his opponent was going to be. That may have been enough because Bam Bam Bigelow was indeed victorious. Thor apparently holds Eddie Mansfield directly responsible for that, and as we now know, Eddie Mansfield did indeed have some clandestine meetings with Teddy Long, who is the reigning general manager of the XWF. Not to throw stones, but things over in the XWF, to my knowledge, haven't been running very smoothly over the past several weeks, not just because of what has happened with people like Thor attacking their wrestlers in the back parking lot, but there just seems to be an overwhelming theme that there is no organization there right now. There's no law and order, if you will. Mansfield is at ringside as opposed to being here. Look at Blackjack Mulligan. This match is over. What the hell? I think he had a loaded elbow. Mulligan just came running straight across and drove that elbow. Well, he's not wearing an elbow pad. Holy cow, Blackjack Mulligan knocked him out in one shot. Mansfield's happy with that one, but I am pretty sure Thor is not going to be. Blackjack Mulligan making this strong statement that he wants his title rematch. We'll be back in a moment. Holy cow, I can't believe it.
There's only one man who can tell the world all that goes on in pro wrestling.
I'm Captain Lou, and I'm talking to you about the world of pro wrestling. Call me. I'm telling you. This number's for you. Mom, you raised a great son.
There'll be no more calls for you, Lou. My boys and I are taking you in. Get it. Come on.
I got a right to make one phone call, and so do you.
Lou Albano's Wrestling Hotline, available until further notice or a hearing. Call now, $1.50 for the first minute, 35 cents each additional minute.
All right, fans, we're back. We have Chosen against Rob Van Dam. Van Dam not in a great mood right now, having lost the television championship. We've got a handshake to start the match off. Bell sounds, action will be underway momentarily. Van Dam, holy, what is going on tonight? Goes for a cover, could it be two in a row? Holy God, we almost had back-to-back squashes. What is happening? Van Dam off the top rope and nobody home, and now Chosen fighting back. This crowd saying fight forever. Well, lately, forever doesn't last very long. 450 splash down on the back of Rob Van Dam, and the former television champion in trouble. Two. Wow. Very close call. Oh, welcome back. Joining me here once again, Eddie Mansfield, and you've had a busy night, sir.
You know what? I got to do what I got to do right now. I don't know if Thor's going to get the message, but I feel like the message was sent.
Well, I've got to tell you, I don't know how Blackjack Mulligan did it.
Blackjack Mulligan's all man. That's how he did it. He goes face to face with somebody. Don't attack them when they ain't expected it. Now, hopefully, Thor learns a lesson from all this nonsense, and perhaps we can get back to business the way it's supposed to be. I don't hate Thor, but I will not put up with this.
You know, Teddy Long came in here and talked about 3 representatives from the IWF as Rob Van Dam comes off the top rope. What are your thoughts about that?
Look, he's extended the invitation as far as I'm concerned. If Thor wants to accept that invitation, I won't stop him. But all these attacking people in the parking lots and attacking during their TV program, that's got to stop.
Van Dam goes for the cover, got 2, he got 3, and Chosen down just like that. What a night it's been tonight.
A lot of people are learning that You get paid the same whether you go 1 minute, 10 minutes, or an hour. Why you want to put your body through an hour if you can knock it out in 5 minutes or less?
Definitely seems to be the way that most of these folks are indeed feeling tonight. As we look at the replay, Van Dam from the top rope going out to the floor. Watch this. Big elbow drop. Almost caught those steps. And there it is, the 3 count. Well, big win for the former television champion, getting back in the winning ways. Will he join Thor and head over to the XWF for Universal Assault in 2 weeks? We'll find out, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Hi, it's me, Antonio Banderas. When I use my Bosch fridge, it makes me feel different. It makes me feel like Antonio Banderas.
Well, I hear you, brother. Because when I use my Bosch power tools, I feel like the Macho Man Randy Savage. You dig it?
I do dig it, Randy.
Whip it! Powerful power tools.
Phenomenal appliances.
Rotary hammers.
Dishwashers.
Mighty sauce.
Induction cooktops.
Randy! Coming! Impact drivers.
Refrigerators.
Watch this. Elbow!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
All right, fans, we are back, and it's time for the main event of the evening, 6-man tag team action. As we take a look at the brand new IWF champion, Cliff Anderson.
Introducing first, from New York, weighing in at 230 pounds, the International Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Cliff Anderson.
I'll say one thing about Cliff Anderson. That man, he paid his dues, and he figured out a way to break down Blackjack Mulligan. That's not something that's easy to do, and we just saw what happened earlier tonight. The Incredible Fall couldn't find an answer for it, but somehow that man did. And you got to remember, he had a very long series of battles with Blackjack Mulligan where he couldn't figure it out. But that last night, that last non-title matchup where he finally broke through and got that victory that he so desperately needed to give him that psychological ability to beat Blackjack Mulligan last week. But that was one time. Let's see if he can do it again, because sooner or later, and I believe it's going to be sooner, Blackjack Mulligan is going to get that opportunity at the return match that every champion deserves to have.
506 pounds, Mondo Clyde. And
Mondo clean, and the stopper coming down with Nasty Ronnie right now, the other 2/3 of this 6-man team. Nasty Ronnie, very proud of the group he has assembled here as part of the Nasty family, the Nasty organization.
Well, I'll tell you right now, they all live up to that name, because if you hanging out with Nasty Ronnie, I can promise you, you got to be nasty yourself. Anytime I have to deal with him, I feel like I have to have some sort of antibiotics nearby or something. He's just a very slimy individual.
All right, here comes the opposition. Take a look at this, Lance Von Erich.
228 pounds, Lance Von Erich.
Newcomer here to the IWF. This is the 3rd time we've seen him in action. Currently unbeaten made it known that he plans on going after the heavyweight championship. But as we've already stated, there's a long line of people all wanting their opportunity.
Well, there is a line of people, but I'm all about opportunity, so I'm thinking that maybe it's time we do something to help expedite the situation. Maybe we put all four of the contenders together in a match, and then the winner becomes the next #1 contender. How do you feel about that?
It sounds like a great match to me. And speaking of champions,
Combined weight of 461 pounds. And
Odessa Slim, Chubby MC, they are the reigning IWF Tag Team Champions. They were victorious at WrestleSlam. A lot of people didn't think they would be, but they pulled it out.
They're a very unconventional team of individuals, but they get the job done each and every time. Find a different way to get it done, but they get it done, and that's why they are still the IWF Tag Team Champions.
I'll tell you, tonight has been all about quick strikes and taking advantage, and Lance Von Erich just drilled the champion. May have damaged his ribs, and Nasty Ronnie getting the attention of Lance Von Erich, which is definitely giving Cliff Anderson some much-needed opportunity to recover. Well, Anderson, I'll tell you what. Now another one. And now going for the cover. There's one, and a save made. The Mongolian Stomper. I'm not sure if he would have kicked out of that or not without the help of the Stomper. Von Erich was trying to get him back up, and I don't know. It looks like he changed his mind on what he wanted to do there.
Yeah, sometimes when you're in that ring and you look at something that looked good a moment ago, but then you kind of have time to think about it. Perhaps you find a different weakness, or perhaps you just feel like, nah, I think my man's setting me up. He might be baiting me in. That kind of thing happens all the time, especially with veterans that know their way around.
Anderson has Von Erich back up, going up in the air for the suplex. Gourd Buster, never mind. The Anderson tradition now going for the cover, save made by Odessa Slim. Anderson now trying to get a shot in on Odessa Slim. That didn't happen. Irish whip into the ropes. And he is in the wrong part of town. There's the tag made. Stomper the legal man in. What's happening here? Double team. You got 5 seconds. Oh, look out. Power bomb. With the big assist. Tag is made. Stomper took too much time enjoying his handiwork, and now he's got to deal with a fresh Odessa Slim. Oh, power slam on him and going for the cover. I doubt that'll be enough. Wow, save was made by Von Erich, and I'm not sure that Odessa was kicking out from that one.
Think about a power slam, especially when it's delivered by a big man like the Stomper. It can absolutely drive the wind right out of your sails, and you got nothing left. You go from hero to zero real fast.
Into the turnbuckle now off the reversal, Odessa Slim. Oh, look out. Pulling back on that chin. He's got the knee right in the lower back. Referee there to see if he wants to submit. The Stomper is in trouble, but he won't give it up. Odessa Slim in the wrong part of town, and now the entire Nasty organization surrounded. What's he doing here? He's got a stick. He's got a kendo stick. That's not going to be legal.
Apparently it is.
There's a big elbow. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. He got him. Odessa Slim with that bionic elbow.
Well, just when you think you've seen it all, ladies and gentlemen.
As we take a look at the replay, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the double team. This power bomb I thought was going to be the end of Von Erich, and it almost was. We never even got to see Chubby MC in the match. Look at that power slam again. Thought that was going to be it.
Well, that save made right there by Lance Von Erich. saved the match, in my opinion. I think that would have been over.
Fans, we want to thank you once again for joining us here on the Nation Network for another exciting episode of the IWF. More to come in the future. Will we have a six-man team to challenge the XWF over at Universal Assault in 2 weeks? We'll find out real soon. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you in the future for more IWF wrestling action.